capture its 25th win of the season. They're 24-5. 12-3 in SEC play, and away we go. And Mississippi State will set things up first. Bibby. That's Taylor. Had a terrific year at point guard. And Danberry picks up where she left off Thursday night.
Yeah, Danberry wasted no time. And if you remember last year against Ole Miss, she had that killer game.
Ole Miss's starting lineup, you'll see Jayla Alexander, last time out at Tennessee, had 12 points, 7 rebounds, 3 assists, and a steal. Rebels played much better against Tennessee on Thursday night compared to their matchup here in Oxford. But a turnover early for Ole Miss.
That's one area that Mississippi State is really good at, that high-energy defense.
You see Rakia Jackson gets back into the starting lineup. She had strep throat the other night, so she came off the bench for Coach Schaefer. But she is the team leader in scoring, just under 15 points a game, and she scored in double digits 21 different times. How about that pass from Taylor inside, and that's Carter with her first 2.
What a setup by Taylor. Oh my goodness, her court awareness, and then Mississippi State doing the best time getting back on defense.
There's Jackson. Her first shot is off the mark, and it's going to be a foul on Jackson, I think, over the back. So Mississippi State will set up that full court pressure with Alexander inbounding it. And Danberry forcing the turnover. She is so terrific defensively. Team leader in steals with 72. She's second on the team in assists, third in scoring.
Yeah, the accolades for Danberry. We could go on about that all day long.
Taylor off the mark, Carter inside. Deflected last touch by the Rebels. Ole Miss coming off that 77-66 loss in Knoxville last time out. Well, Mississippi State outscored Arkansas 92-83. There's Bibby off the mark with her first shot of the day. Here's Alexander, hawked by Danberry. Kitchens gets the start today in the post for Ole Miss. Reed with the shot clock now at 10. Lewis. Kitchens off the mark. Danberry pushes to Bibby inside, and it's 6-zip MSU.
Getting a nice glimpse of MSU's passing ability with these last couple possessions. Their court awareness is incredible.
And another turnover. There you see Vic Schaefer, what he has done. A lot of people say this might be his best coaching job. This is a very young team. Of course, he led the Bulldogs to the NCAA Finals 2 straight years in 17 and 18. Those were some magical runs. And they're poised to make another, even though it's a very young team. As I mentioned, trying to go 25-5 on the year with a win here today. And there is a traveling violation. That one on Carter. Reed will walk it into the front court. Rebels looking for their first points of the afternoon. They have only taken 1 shot. Mississippi State already 3 for 6. And a near turnover. That one's deflected by Jackson, the freshman.
Ole Miss is having a lot of trouble right now. Like you said, not even getting a shot off because of the turnovers from Mississippi State's defense.
4 turnovers already for Ole Miss. They've got to cut that down if they have any chance today of shocking Mississippi State. Shot clock at 5. Reed's going to have to create. Hesitation down the lane in the corner. 3 ball and ring it up. That's Deja Cage, who just came into the ball game.
Big basket. I feel like Ole Miss is going to have to really dominate from the 3-point line because Carter is such a protection of the house on the inside.
Bibby, pull up, gets the friendly roll. Preseason All-SEC second team selection was Chloe Bibby by the league coaches. Taylor Smith getting the start here today. Shot clock again under 10. Smith in trouble, and an offensive foul is called. It's going to be on Kitchens. Mississippi State already 4 of 7 from the floor today. There you see Bulldogs averaging right at 80 points a game, and Danberry has 2 more.
She's so good, Will, at creating her own shot. You saw there with that step back.
A home run pass intended for Smith, knocked away by Bibby. Another turnover for Ole Miss. Taylor misses. Good defense there by Taylor Smith. Smith still has the dribble alive into the front court. Stopped on the low post. Alexander, now they're going to call 3 seconds in the lane on Ole Miss. Tootie Rankin along with Dominique Banks in for Ole Miss. Aaliyah Matharo, number 3 in for Vic Schaefer. Boy, Matharo got the start the other night when Jackson had the strep throat, and she stepped up big time. Another one of those young Bulldogs for head coach Vic Schaefer.
I think that's why Vic Schaefer has had such a good team, because his coaching, everything has exceeded expectations of what people thought that they would do, even the young kids on this team.
Inside, Danberry misses. Banks with the rebound. Rebels running. Alexander pulls up for 3. No. Jackson ahead. Here's Matharo. It's going to be a traveling violation called on Matharo. She had 18 points in her first career start for the maroon and white.
Talk about handling the pressure.
Yes. Morris in for the first time, replacing Carter for MSU. Yamiah Morris, I should say, 6'6" junior from San Bernardino, California. Under 5 minutes. Cage has the only points, and she's added now a pair of 3s for Ole Miss. That's how Ole Miss has 6, and they're back to within 4.
Deja Cage, she's going to have to be ready to catch and shoot.
At the elbow, that's Matharo. We saw that all night, Thursday night, at the Hump against Arkansas. Cage couldn't pull the trigger. Danberry was right out on her. Now Banks inside, knocked away, and thought Matharo had it. On the floor, jump ball. And we've got a timeout on the floor. Mississippi State.
After a day of travel.
So Ole Miss will inbound it. The possession arrow was pointing toward the Rebels. Mississippi State has already taken 8 more shots than Ole Miss. They're 6 of 12 from the floor. Ole Miss 2 for 4. And there's Deja Cage. She has yet to miss. She's 3 for 3.
You could tell that her teammates are really looking for her.
Danberry, the kick to Taylor. Matharo. Shot clock winding down. Taylor from just down the road in Olive Branch, Mississippi, and the kick to Matharo. And Matharo drains the 3. First 3 of the afternoon for MSU. Cage, the kick to Tootie Rankin, and Rankin is in the scorebook.
Ole Miss is doing a great job of scoring and putting points on the board. They got to get a stop on the defensive end.
Easier said than done against Mississippi State. Look at the ball movement. Danberry, about a 16-footer, rattles home.
Yeah, well, like you said, the extra pass, the ball movement really opens up the gaps in Ole Miss's defense.
Reed. And an offensive foul. That was Danberry taking the charge.
Take another look here. Looks like Danberry's done that a time or two. Great job reading the offense, knowing that that charge was coming.
Does so much, does Danberry. The grad out of Conway, Arkansas. Transfer from Arkansas. Special night for her on Thursday night against the Razorbacks. Kitchens with a nice job on that low post defense. Smith. Nice cut by Cage to Kitchens. The block, but Carter got her with the body. Carter's first foul of the afternoon, and 2 free throws coming up for Kitchens.
Kitchens at the line for the Rebels, shooting 2.
Making her 20th start of the year. Had a career high 15 against Arkansas. Deanna Kitchens, no problem with that free throw. She's a 63% free throw shooter on the year.
She's another one of those players for Ole Miss, too, that's just gotten so much better, and you could tell she's more seasoned as the season goes on.
Averaging 4 points, 3.5 rebounds a game. Couple made free throws, cuts the lead to 5. Espinoza Hunter is in for the first time. She wears number 2 on the back of that black uniform for MSU. She's got the ball right there. Now Taylor. Deflected by Ole Miss. Quick hands by Alexander. Nine on the shot clock. $1:52 left here in the first quarter. Espinoza Hunter back over to Taylor. And there's going to be a shot clock violation. How about that defensive set by Ole Miss?
Awesome defensive possession. You see Kitchens there too. As soon as the shot clock ticked down, she starts clapping. Should be so proud.
And quickly, Coach Schaefer brings Danberry back in, replacing Espinoza Hunter, the transfer from UConn. Smith, a little high-low to Kitchens.
I like the quickness that Kitchens showed on that pick and roll.
Ole Miss has made its last 4. That's how the Rebels have climbed back into this one. Matharu with the miss. Here comes Cage. Alexander is locked and loaded, and we've got ourselves a tie game. Rebels 3 of 4 from distance so far. Bibby leads MSU in threes, but she shows she's got a little 2-point game as well.
Oh, we've seen that a couple times from her. The dribble drive, create the own shot.
Cage launches. Maybe a little heat check. About a 5-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. Taylor in the lane, deflected by Tootie Rankin, the former student manager for Ole Miss, now playing for the Rebs. Jackson, who's had herself a great freshman campaign, back in. Inside, Carter with the and one. Carter, the 6'5" sophomore from Waverly Hall, Georgia, went to Harrison Central High School. Tell you what, a lot of caring and sharing here today. 14 of the 16 made field goals by both teams have had an assist.
We've seen great ball movement from both teams.
Carter completes the old-fashioned three-point play. She will leave. Morris back in for MSU with 12.6 ticks left. Rebels will have the last shot here in the first quarter. Cage guarded by Danberry, a near steal. And a block shot by Danberry, and that's how we end the first quarter. It has been an entertaining 10 minutes to say the least. Ole Miss, though, hanging tough. 3 of 5 from career field goals are three-pointers. She got the start today here on Senior Day. Both teams shooting lights out here in the first quarter. A combined 59% from the floor for both teams. And a steal right off the bat for Ole Miss. Rebels playing extremely hard against the rivals here today. Smith from the corner, no. Banks gets the rebound. And the Rebels reload. That was the first offensive rebound of the game for Ole Miss. Alexander against Bibby, no, but there's Banks to clean up.
That possession, Banks did a great job of giving her team another chance. Good putback.
First points of the day for Dominique Banks out of Atlanta. Jackson, mighty smooth on the baseline. Jackson's first points of the night. Lewis launches and ring up a three on Senior Day for Tori Lewis. Look at that smile.
As soon as she knocked it down.
And double dribble the call on MSU. The 6th turnover so far for the Bulldogs.
Take another look here at Tori Lewis on Senior Day.
Lewis has had 3+ threes in 4 games this year. Reed, Lewis, boy, MSU very quick on defense. Thought Alexander had an open look, but not for long. Banks with 4 on the shot clock. Banks now with 4 to go along with 3 rebounds. We've got a tie ball game. Jackson off the glass. No, but 2 free throws coming up for a definite candidate for the SEC Freshman of the Year. And maybe even for the National Freshman of the Year. Taylor back in for MSU, replacing Wiggins. You see a little coaching, a little teaching lesson, if you will, on the sidelines.
Coach Schaefer, he never misses an opportunity to do that.
He makes his players accountable. Nothing wrong with that. That's why you have the success that you have. Off the miss, there's Danberry. Danberry again creating havoc. She's got a game-high 8.
Every time Mississippi State plays Ole Miss, Danberry brings it.
I think that's just in her DNA. Taylor Smith off the mark. Banks tipped it. Last touch by Dominique Banks. It'll be Mississippi State basketball. Cage re-enters for Ole Miss, replacing Alexander. Danberry. Here's Bibby. Jackson tried to spin. The turnover. Here's Taylor Smith over Maya Taylor. And a foul is going to be called on Taylor. Was it on the floor, or will Taylor Smith have some free throws? Oh, going to be on the floor. That's Maya Taylor's first. The redshirt sophomore from nearby Olive Branch, Mississippi, leads the team in assists and charges. Cage got her shot rejected by Danberry. Danberry got it knocked away by Banks, but there's Carter, misses the shot. Ole Miss with a three, can tie it back up again. Reed in trouble. 10 on the shot clock. And now Coach Yo's going to call a timeout. Rebels hanging tough. 10th ranked Bulldogs lead it by 3 here at the Pavilion at Ole Miss.
She's just one of the sweetest girls I've ever met.
Sweet maybe off the court, but
off the court.
Goodness, is she a competitor.
Her smile surprised me.
Reed inside, and there's a shot clock violation. Out of the timeout, that's not what Coach Yo was looking for, and quickly, Coach Yo going to Tootie Rankin.
Back in the game for the Rebels, Tootie Rankin for Mimi Reed.
And that will give Mimi Reed a chance to go to the bench and listen to Coach Yo for a little while. Maya Taylor to Carter inside. Nice play defensively by Alexander, and a jump ball. It'll be a possession arrow pointing toward Ole Miss.
What a defensive play by Alexander. I thought for sure that was going to be an easy 2 points for Carter when they hit that pick and roll. She was wide open. Great job by Alexander.
27-24. Very entertaining first half so far. A near steal in the backcourt. That was Maya Taylor knocking it out of bounds. She's second on the team in steals with 60. Also third in the SEC and 15th nationally in that assist turnover ratio. Talking about some big shoes to fill. Mo Williams, and then of course Jasmine Holmes the last couple of years. Now Maya Taylor running the point for MSU. Danberry into the front court. At the elbow, off the mark, tapped by Banks. And it'll be MSU basketball. Mimi Reed back in, replacing Rankin. Reed coming off that career high 21 against UT. Her last 5 games, she's averaging 15.5 points and 5 assists per game. Bibby try to get it inside to Jackson, knocked away, and it's going to be a foul called on Bibby, the junior from Australia. And the MSU faithful, there's quite a few in attendance here today, showing their disapproval. Let's look at it again.
That was a tough one. Tough one to choke down if you're an old MSU fan.
Reed to Banks, and Banks has got 6 points. First points for Dominique today since scoring 5 against Kentucky back on February 20th. Taylor, a little short. Banks with a rebound. Here's the home run. The long pass ahead to Cage against Danberry on that right baseline. How about that move by Deja Cage?
I don't know who made that assist, but my goodness, they had some great court awareness seeing Deja Cage running down the floor like that.
Get Coach Kiffin's attention from the football team. That long pass.
Oh, Jayla Alexander made that pass. That does not surprise me at all. Good finish by Deja Cage.
Oh, that is not easy against one of the top defenders in the league, Danberry. Tori Lewis back in, replacing Reed. That three by Tori earlier in the game. It was her first in a while. She had missed her last 7 attempts from distance. Taylor misses the first free throw. She is a 68% free throw shooter this year, averaging 6 points, right at 4.5 assists per game. Matharu in, replacing Taylor. Rebels with the basketball. They have hit 5 of their last 7 shots from the field. Cage thought about it. She fires from the right wing, no. Banks working hard inside, and it's going to be a foul on MSU. Dominique Banks is playing at another level here today.
She is, Will. She is fighting, especially for those boards.
Foul on Carter, her second. Cage. A near steal by Danberry. Banks off the glass. How about Banks with the bank?
Just everything right now going in Ole Miss's favor.
First lead for the Rebels against MSU since the end of January of 2019. Danberry, the dish inside to Carter. Banks with the block. She tipped it, but right back to Matharu. Bibby gets it after Danberry tipped it, and a fresh 20 for the Bulldogs. Danberry says, I don't need the 20. The give to Carter. And we're tied at 30 with 3 minutes left here in the first half. Alexander with the left hand. MSU has gone a little cold, only 1 of 7 from the field as of late. Carter trying to wheel and deal inside, and she converts. Cage, baseline. Smith in trouble. 15 on the shot clock, and now Ole Miss will set it up. Smith navigating her way, misses. Bibby gets the rebound. Danberry down the lane with the left hand, and the Bulldogs are back up on top, 34-32. Cage, a near steal by Danberry. Lewis is fouled in the act of shooting with 5 on the shot clock. Not exactly the way Coach Yo drew it up.
Look at Danberry. I mean, she's blowing me away. And when she's on the ball on defense, She's just so hard to play against because her hands are so quick.
Yeah, she's recorded multiple steals in 19 games already this year. Lewis, usually a really good free throw shooter. That's her first miss on the year. She can make it a 1-point game. Playing her final home game, and she misses 2. And MSU keeps that 2-point cushion. Mingo Young in for the first time, number 10. Matharu from downtown. And she steals it in the backcourt. The give to Mingo Young. And just like that, MSU is up by 7. Five quick points for the Bulldogs. And an ear steal. And MSU comes up with another one. And the Bulldog fans on their feet here at the Pavilion. Inside to Marr for Matharu. This has been an amazing 9-0 run. And Ole Miss is in trouble. Was it a 5-second? Yes, it was a 5-second call. The 13th turnover in the first half. Morris comes back in, as does Wiggins, replacing Carter and Bibby. And Coach Yo, who had been so impressed with the way the team has played this first half, has seen a light lead disappear, now a 9-point deficit.
Yeah, Mississippi State is killing Ole Miss's offense.
Taylor. Matharu. She is on fire, folks. And that will end the first half. An explosion by Mississippi State in the final minute and a half. Matharu coming off the bench, having another big game for MSU. And the Bulldogs, 19 of 30. Page leads the way for Ole Miss with 10. We talked about Banks's 8. Matharu with 13. And Danberry has 10 for MSU. And there's Danberry right there. Bibby, as MSU with the basketball first, here to start the third quarter. Will Colmar alongside Lindsey Roy. We're delighted that you're spending your Sunday afternoon with us here on the SEC Network. Bibby inside, tough shot in traffic. Largest lead of the game for MSU.
Make her use it!
We had several lead changes, had 5 ties in the first half. And now Alexander is going to have to create with the shot clock winding down. In the corner, Lewis, a little long. And Danberry with her 6th rebound of the afternoon to go along with 10 points. Taylor with the left hand.
Mississippi State wasted no time coming out of the half. Definitely playing with the momentum right now.
Lewis, who had not missed a free throw all year, missed those 2 free throws. It was a tight game at that point. And I don't think Ole Miss has scored since. I think it was 34-32 if my memory serves me right. It's been all MSU since.
I believe you're right.
Bibby with the steal. 14th turnover for the red and blue. Jackson in the lane. And a timeout, Ole Miss. MSU.
Finish the season on that strong suit. In-state rival, that would be huge.
But right now, the 10th ranked Bulldogs from Mississippi State have taken this game over. With 8 minutes and some change left here in the third quarter. Let's see where Ole Miss goes to try to get this offense going again. The 3 missed. Jackson. Stolen by Lewis. Reed has been quiet today. She had 21 against the Volunteers. The Lady Vols on Thursday night has yet to score here today. Alexander with a nice look on the left wing. That one off the mark. Tapped out of bounds. Last touch by Ole Miss. Coach Yo imploring her team, trying to encourage them. They just need to get a couple stops here. Easier said than done. Mississippi State with a lot of weapons offensively, including that young lady, Danberry, and she rattles one home again for Danberry. That's now 12 to lead MSU. I beg your pardon, that's second to Matharo's 13.
Danberry, she's been so much fun to watch today because you talk about her points, but what I'm most impressed with is her defensive skills.
Kitchens inside. That one rolls off the rim. Danberry in transition. Over Alexander. She's got 14. Cage launches, and oh, did Ole Miss need that?
Get a little glimpse of what we were seeing from Ole Miss in the first half. Some big three-pointers.
She's got 13 to lead Ole Miss, including a trio of threes. Bibby leads MSU in threes, but she has yet to make one from distance. Shot clock down to 5. Taylor, the kick. And that is going to be an offensive foul on Maya Taylor as Lewis, the senior, taking the charge. Banks back in for Ole Miss, replacing Kitchens. Reed, the redshirt sophomore from the Bronx, will set things up for Ole Miss. Tough shot by Reed over Jackson.
What a shot by Mimi Reed. Get a little glimpse of the Bronx that she brings to the Ole Miss flair.
Not easy to get that one over Jackson. Bibby with the left hand off the glass. So fundamentally sound.
She is. That is a perfect way to describe Bibby.
Alexander on the breakout, but Jackson says not this time. Rakia Jackson, the freshman out of Detroit, Michigan.
Mississippi State's defense here.
And that defense, that was Vic Schaefer's signature when he showed up in Starkville. He's been able to accumulate some offensive players since then. But it starts with defense for Coach Schaefer. Reed past the launch, and Mimi Reed from downtown. Miss has already scored more points today than they did in the entire game last time. That was down at the hump in Starkville. Off the miss, here's Alexander. No numbers for the Rebels, so they'll slow it down. Reed is feeling it, but this one is off the mark. And there's a timeout on the floor. It'll be MSU basketball when we come back. Bulldogs leading this one by 6. When it comes to the postseason, a lot of people expect this MSU team to have another rematch with South Carolina in the finals this week coming up in the SEC Women's Basketball Tournament. It was quite a treat the first time. A narrow win by South Carolina. Danberry just elevates, and then she celebrates.
While we talk about high percentage shots, let's talk about Danberry and that pull-up because she is money every time she takes it.
Danberry now 8 of 13 from the floor. She's got 16 points, 7 rebounds, 5 assists. And it's now an 18-point game. Banks. She's got double figures now with 10. Jackson. A little step back. Lewis gets the rebound. Rebels need to go on a little bit of a run here late in the third quarter. Try to get this one back to within single digits. Cage. Nice play there by Taylor. Got that hand out there right before Cage was ready to step into a three. Alexander to Lewis on the left baseline, and Lewis rattles one home.
About Ole Miss are having to get shots off so quick because MSU's defense, even when you think you're open, you're not.
No, they got some good closing speed. Danberry off the mark this time, tipped by Bibby. And Ole Miss with the basketball, trailing by 14. Danberry just denying Cage with the basketball. Now Cage gets it. And the shot is rejected by Carter. First block by Carter. Reed back in, replacing Lewis for Ole Miss. And Carter, the way she blocks, there's no way of getting the foul either. How she stretches out.
That's right, it's all ball.
Shot clock again under 10. Reed high off the glass, no. Kitchens battling inside, and Danberry rips it away, but it's a jump ball. Possession arrow pointing toward Ole Miss. Matharo coming back in. And she will replace Bibby. Alexander. Here's Cage. Under 2 minutes left here in the third quarter. MSU has won the last 12 against Ole Miss. Alexander, no. Kitchens working hard inside with the left hand.
See a lot of support from her teammates over on the bench. Alana Kitchens, she is the motion behind this team. Good, strong putback.
6 points, 4 rebounds for Kitchens. Matharu, a rare miss as of late. Knocked out of bounds, last touch by Mississippi State. There you see the former National Coach of the Year, Vic Schaefer. His team leads by 12, but Ole Miss has made a little bit baby run here to cut it to 12. Reed, swatted by Jackson. Matharu, a little shaken up.
Let's take another look. Mississippi State fans not happy about that screen.
You feel like you hit a wall when you run into Kitchens. Kitchens was not moving. Reed didn't want to shoot over Carter that time. Alexander from that left baseline. We've got a 10-point game. Coach Yo sensing her Rebels getting back into this one. It was a series dominated by Ole Miss for years, and now MSU has taken over, and so has Matharu. Boy, she is some kind of special, isn't she?
She is. Will, I feel like you have said her name so many times today. Let's take another look at just what she can do here. That shot looking at it, looks nearly impossible to make.
Her 9th double-digit scoring effort of the year here today. Second on the team in threes made. And the old-fashioned three-point play by Matharu out of Washington, D.C. Went to Bishop McNamara High School there in the nation's capital. That's a big three-point play for MSU. Under a minute left in the third. Taylor Smith misses from distance. Here's Matharu. So Schaefer wants to give the basketball and make sure it's in Taylor's hands. Now here's Matharu. And she is fouled. Alexander on the floor. She'll pick up the foul. It's her first. So 2 free throws coming up for Matharu. Named the SEC Freshman of the Week after averaging 12.5 points, 2.5 rebounds, and 2.5 steals in wins against Vandy and Ole Miss earlier this year. Big Schaefer looking for his 219th win at MSU in 61 losses. Lewis back in. Also in, Jayla Hemingway for MSU for the first time. She wears 00, freshman out of Collierville, Tennessee. Rebels going for the last shot here in the third quarter, down by 15. Lewis down low, intended for Kitchens, and a reach-in foul. It's going to be on Jessica Carter. That's going to be her third. Morris is going to come in quickly for MSU, replacing Carter with 4 seconds left. No free throws, though. As that is only the second foul here in the third for the Bulldogs. Cage is going to have to launch quickly. Off the mark. It would have countered if it went. We played 3. Mississippi State looking for its 25th win of the year, leading by 15 as we head to the fourth. You out there?
Absolutely, and we talk about how he had some real offensive weapons the past few years, but he's going back to the basics. I feel like this team kind of is rooted around their defensive effort.
Let's see what Ole Miss can do defensively here on the first possession of the fourth quarter, and a steal. Good effort there by Mimi Reed. And the Rebels now can try to cut into this 15-point lead. MSU outscored Ole Miss 19-16 in the third quarter. Cage could not get the shot off over Hemingway, who will start the fourth quarter for MSU. Shot clock winding down. Cage from the left wing. That looked off the mark the whole way. Shot clock about to expire. Cage launches, and it's in and out. Wow, that would have been a huge lift for Ole Miss. That thing was almost in the throat. It just decided to kick out.
Daisha Cage has been known to hit some buzzer beaters.
She sure has. We've called quite a few this year. Hemingway out of Houston High School there in Collierville, Tennessee. We'll get a couple free throws coming up. She was part of the highest rated signing class in MSU history. Played most of the fourth quarter, and the Bulldogs come from behind win against number 16 Texas A&M about 3 weeks ago. Here's Tootie Rankin back in. Replacing Cage, Rankin out of Waynesboro, Mississippi, the transfer from Southwest Mississippi Community College. Hemingway, a 62% free throw shooter on the year, misses it. Averaging just under 2 points, a rebound, and an assist per game. And Hemingway now in the box score, the 2019 Gatorade Tennessee Player of the Year. Banks with the screen on Matharu. Reed. Rankin. Alexander steps into a three. That's off the mark. Here's Jackson. Taylor. Matharu. That three ball from the corner pocket was off the mark, but Jackson gets the rebound, and 2 free throws coming up for Jackson.
It's a strong rebound and a strong move by Jackson, too. That looked like some guard play.
Gage back in for Ole Miss, replacing Taylor Smith. Gage leads the Rebels with 13. Jackson at the free throw line. Freshman of the Year candidate. See how she compares to the last 4 SEC Freshmen of the Year. And a lot of the so-called experts have her as a definite candidate for the National Freshman of the Year honoree. Prized recruit for Vic Schaefer. Reed got it blocked. That's Jackson right on cue. Ole Miss down by 18. What needs to happen for the Rebels to get back into this one?
Ole Miss has definitely cooled off on the offensive end. I feel like that they need just a few big shots, and they're back in it.
Alexander tried to whip one inside to Reed, stolen. And Maya Taylor with a high percentage shot.
Mississippi State making it look so easy right now. Easy transition points.
Track meet has broken out here at the pavilion. There's Hemingway into the front court. A little helter-skelter. And Vic Schaefer just says, hey, can we calm things down for a moment? Under 7.5 minutes left in this one. MSU with the basketball, up by 20. Taylor, 5 on the shot clock. In the corner, 3-ball. And another tray by Matharu. How are you going to get her out of the lineup? And a timeout, Ole Miss.
Having a game, isn't she?
21 points to lead on. And now with 7:01 left here in the ball game. Ole Miss with the basketball. Trailing though now by 23. One of the big stories, points in the paint. There's a steal by Jackson. MSU now with a 38-10 advantage inside the paint.
It is hard to win a game when you're outscored in the paint, 38-10.
Coach O getting a nice game out of her bench. The bench has outscored MSU 25-24, but yeah, you're right, 38-10. That is a huge discrepancy. .632 left in our ball game today. SEC Women's Basketball Tournament coming up in a few days in Greenville, South Carolina. Matharu, can she do it again? Yes, she can. Oh, is she dialed in today?
And the bench is loving it. Every single one on their feet, showing their teammates some love.
5 of 7 triples for Matharu. That foul's going to be on Morris for MSU. A little step back. Carter back in, replacing Morris. Love the teaching moments, don't you?
I do. He never misses an opportunity.
That's why you're going for your 299th career win in his 15th season as a head coach, Vic Schaefer. Cage in the corner. A rare miss today from downtown for Deja Cage. She's got 13 points to lead Ole Miss. Rebels were hot in the first half. from downtown. They have cooled off dramatically here after intermission. There's a steal by Tori Lewis. Reed. And those are the first points of the fourth quarter as Cage delivers. Hemingway. Matharu. Maya Taylor. Boy, she's lightning quick. Jackson off the mark. Hemingway working hard inside. Couldn't quite corral it. It'll be Ole Miss basketball.
Yes, every guard on this Mississippi State team is lightning quick.
Alexander comes in replacing Cage for Ole Miss. And you're right, they are, I'm telling you what, I know everybody says this team is young, but they are poised to make a run in the postseason again this year.
To be so young, they play so well together.
Yeah, there's definitely some chemistry. There's a foul inside on Morris. They've had to deal with a little adversity. A couple hiccups here late in the year. That loss at Kentucky. Of course, we saw Kentucky a couple weeks ago. They were playing at a high level. That was in Lexington. And then they lost that game against Alabama a week ago today at the Hump by 2. Came back and looked strong against a very good Arkansas team. And boy, they are flexing their muscle here in the second half here today against the rival Ole Miss Rebels.
The loss at Kentucky makes a little sense to me because that is a hard place to go in, and still Kentucky is so good at home.
Kitchens misses the first, she misses both of them. Ole Miss now 2 of 6 at the free throw line here today. MSU 9 of 12. So they're actually got a higher free throw percentage than on the season. Matharu inside trying to find Jackson, tipped away. Last touch by Ole Miss. I think Taylor Smith had it. Here's Dominique Banks, who has played arguably her best game of the year here today, replacing Kitchens. Especially when you consider who she's been playing up against. Carter back in for MSU, replacing Morris. Banks comes in, averaging right at 6 points, 6 rebounds. Jackson got it blocked. Ole Miss with numbers. Reed, Alexander, a nice look, but could not connect.
Alexander, she can't hesitate. You got to be ready just to pull that one. That's when she's at her best.
Banks with 10 and 7 here today against the nationally ranked Bulldogs. Jackson, 13-footer, no, hit the heel of the rim. Here's Reed and the Rebels running. The kick to Lewis for 3, no. And now with under 4 minutes left, MSU will eat a little clock, up by 24. Hemingway getting some serious minutes here in the second half. The missed shot, Banks and Carter battling for it. And they're going to call a foul on Banks as Carter went to the floor. Danberry returns, as does Cage. Replacing Lewis for Ole Miss. And Matharu. Mingo Young back in for MSU, replacing Maya Taylor. Maya Taylor's got a lot of family here today. Hemingway with a tough shot off the glass. Taylor from just down the road in Olive Branch, Mississippi.
You talk about Hemingway getting some good minutes. She's also had some really big plays so far.
She was big against nationally ranked Texas A&M a few weeks ago. There's Banks now with 12. Danberry in the corner, no. Jackson with an athletic follow. Nine points, 5 rebounds for Jackson. They really haven't needed her scoring here today. Hemingway with the steal, tried to find Mingo Young, but a steal by Taylor Smith. Cage is open in the corner. Back of the iron, and Alexander will set it up. Wiggins set to come in for MSU. Shot clock winding down, looking for Banks. A little too strong on the pass from Cage. Here's Hemingway in transition, and a timeout MSU. 1:44 left. Mississippi State now leads it by 28. I think that was just going to give Big Schaefer a chance to get his substitution. Those subs in here late in the game against Coach Yo and the Rebels. What's impressed you the most out of Mississippi State today?
No, I think it's just their defense. They're so good. They have given Ole Miss nothing easy. I can't wait to see what they bring in tournament play, both SEC and the big dance.
Oh, I'm intrigued as well, no doubt. Mississippi State will have that double bye since they've got the number 2 seed. There's a nice move down the left side of the lane by Cage. Ole Miss will play the second game in day 1. That'll be at 1 o'clock Eastern, 12 o'clock Central on the SEC Network. Danberry will have a couple free throws coming up with a $111 left in this one.
That's your third personal foul, team number 5. Bulldogs are down the bonus.
We talked about MSU's highest rated signing class coming in. Of course, Ole Miss. Bright future for Coach Yo with the SEC's number 1 signing class. Top 13 nationally. So they got a couple of players that are sitting out this year on the transfer rules. One from Georgia, one from Cincinnati. The future will be bright here in Oxford for Coach Yo.
It will, in the whole state of Mississippi too, because Mississippi State's future is bright as well. But Ole Miss, Ole Miss had a tough season this year. A lot of adversity, a lot to overcome.
Cage again with a tough move. She's got 19. Yeah, Mississippi State's light is shining brightly right now. They have become a perennial power, not only here in the SEC, but nationally as well.
I also know a lot of people were unsure about Mississippi State coming into this year because they were so young, but they're exceeding all expectations.
How about the spinning move by Mingo Young, another freshman. Timeout to get some subs in. Tootie Rankin comes in replacing Tori Lewis one final time here at the Pavilion for Tori Lewis. And so Tori Lewis's fine career here at home. Takes a seat next to the former Ole Miss All-American, Arminty Price Harrington. Cage. Nice pass inside, and the and 1 for Kitchens. Morris picks up the foul. Mississippi State will improve to 25-5, 13-3 in the SEC. Ole Miss 7-22. Did not get a win in conference play. They came close a couple times. And now Mississippi State, its fans on their feet here at the Pavilion. They travel well, don't they?
They sure do, and they should be so proud of themselves. Any win on the road is a big one, but it's nice to go into the tournament with this kind of momentum. And
Mississippi State has just won its 13th straight against the rival Ole Miss Rebels. Lindsay, good work today. How about some final impressions?
Just Mississippi State, definitely a team that everybody's going to want to keep their eyes on as we go into this post-conference play. They might be young. They do make some young mistakes, but they make up for it in heart in the way that they play.
SEC Women's Basketball Tournament is coming up in a few days. March is finally here, so let's begin the madness. But first, we got to wrap up our coverage here today from the Pavilion at Ole Miss. For Lindsey Roy and our outstanding SEC Network crew, I'm Will Kohlmeyer saying so long from Oxford. Mississippi State wins the regular season finale 84-59. To watch this entire game on replay as well as other games on the SEC Network, download the ESPN app. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. We thank you for watching and enjoy March Madness this year, folks.